oranges, those orange blossoms. If you had a hike through the orange groves in Florida, welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com. And today we have a brand new bottle here on my cask. It came on the market in summer 2015. It is called Glendronach The Hielan. Hielan, what's that? Well, it's slang. It's shortened for the Highlands. Glendronach is a Scottish Highland distillery. It's quite cheap. No, not that cheap. It's not that expensive. 35 euros here in Europe. And it carries an 8 years age statement. Oh, it's difficult, huh? And this is a specialty. Close to none distillery dares to write a single-digit age on a bottle. And this is young, this might not be good. And so they start to bring out all these NAS bottlings, no age statement. I don't know if I've taken a video of the whiskies without an age statement. Let's see if I have one. Well, 8 years is more than 3. And when there is a bottle on the market without an age statement on it, then legislation says 3 years and a day at least. And quite often it's not older. They write on, the marketeers write on the labels, old and rare and blah, blah, blah. 3 years and a day. So these people here at the Glendronach, they say what's in the bottle, 8 years old, period. In former times, 2 or 3 decades ago, 8 years of age was quite often. I remember several whiskies carrying the age statement of 8 years. Yeah, Glendronach has a specialty. I've took a video, an introduction video for the Glendronach distillery where I introduced the 12-year, the 15, the 18, the 21-year-old, as well as the Grandeur with 24 years, and mentioned the very old whiskies from Glendronach. And Glendronach was closed from 1996 till 2002. It was in the possession of Allied Domecq then, and Allied Domecq started production in 2002. They started renovation. Glendronach was fired by coal, and the new EC regulations about dust in the firing gases prevented them to go into production with coal firing. So they switched over to, well, I think natural gas. They still have, I think, the direct firing with a rummager in the pot stills, which brings a little bit of more intense whiskey because the heat impact at the walls of the pot still is higher. And so they had to switch over to natural gas to fulfill the regulations of the EC. And then in 2002, they came on the market, and then they sold it. I'm not quite sure when they sold it, 2003, or did they carry on to 2005 or 7? Because I mixed that up with Ben Riach, which was bought by the same company also in that time. So the 12-year-old in 2 or 3 years ago was much older. Yeah, it must have been from 1996 or 1995. So you got a lot of value for the cheap money for a 12-year-old. I had a sample or a tasting of an individual bottling of Glendronach. I think it was for 1995. So you see, those individual bottlings are close to the closing date of the distillery. So the casks, the amount of casks available in the distillery might be low. And therefore the 15-year-old is said to be vanishing from the market. The 21-year-old is said to be short. At the 18-year-old, well, I think it will become more and more expensive. And the 12-year-old, well, that might switch over very soon, or has switched already over to the new production after 2002. And this 8-year-old might be the first distillation of the new proprietors, which is intertrading from South Africa. And now there shall be more amount of whiskey available after the reopening and the start of full production at Glendronach again. What are they saying here? Matured and married in a combination of the finest bourbon and sherry casks. Unchill filtered, uncolored, 46% ABV. Not too dark. It's just 8 years, but already quite dark, so there's a decent amount of sherry cask influence here. Matured and married in a combination. Married means you mix the casks up and then you mature them again for a certain time. And if you have ex-bourbon casks, which fill up to 208 liters in average, then you have the Angel's share, which reduce the amount of liquid in the casks over the years. So you might fill 3 ex-bourbon casks into a sherry cask and fill it up to the top. And then you have this marriage period and the finishing period. Appearance amber with a burnished copper glow. Yeah, that's right. Nose rounded waves of orange blossoms and a citrus twist flow over buttery golden sultanas, sun-dried resins. Sultanas and resins? What's the difference? And ripe yellow plums, all dusted with a touch of vanilla. Palate, crisp, vibrant oak spices, warm soaked sultanas, apricot jam and gingerbread, all rounded by delicate hints of butterscotch, cocoa and toasted almonds. Finish classic sherry overtones with a contrasting crisp dimension demonstrate the complexity of the traditional Highland character, and therefore it's called the Hielan. The classic Highland character is typically but not sherry cask matured. And this one will have a tastable sherry influence. The color already shows that. Oranges, those orange blossoms. If you had a hike through the orange groves in Florida during a hot summer day, then you can smell these orange blossom, oily aromas. Citrus not that strong. Resin, sultanas, yes. And the plums, well, together with a faint sherry note. Well, 46%, not that alcoholic in the nose, no. There's already a lot of aroma coming from the casks. Strong in your mouth, 46%. Mouth-watering, yeah. And those resins and sultanas. Apricot, I'm not quite sure. A little sweetness. Sherry or from the oranges. And in the back some cocoa coming up. And if you have pure cocoa, no Nestle sugar mix, blah, but pure cocoa, then you have this light bitterness. And this is present here. Very faint. Perhaps this natural bitterness of almonds. Yeah. Sherry, creamy, full. Yeah. No youthness. No. This is so this metallic note is not there. This covering the inside of your mouth is not there. It's matured. It's good matured. It's crisp. It's intense. It's fresh. These oranges. A wonderful malt, even single-digit age. It's truthful. There's no age statement. Whiskey which covers and hides the real age. This tells the truth, and it's a good whiskey. It's affordable, 35 euros. So you should go and have one. Thank you very much for watching. There's more to come. Stay tuned and feel free to share your comments.